Let's make one thing clear from the start. Many of you have been blind to the signs that a woman has been flirting with you. It's not that they're not there, it's that you're not interpreting them correctly. Flirting isn't always direct or obvious. Often it's subtle, filled with small gestures and behaviors that, if you don't detect them, you could be missing out on important opportunities. So today, I want to talk to you about those subtle signs that she's been flirting with you, and you probably didn't know. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and pay close attention because this might completely change the way you see interactions with women. Women are often much more subtle when showing interest, and they won't always tell you directly that they like you. If you don't learn to read those signs, you might end up thinking they're not interested when in fact they're throwing hints your way. Up next, I'll explain how to identify these small details that might be slipping past you. 1. Is she talking to you more than necessary? Learn to interpret hidden interest. One of the first signs to look out for is if she talks to you more than strictly necessary. If the conversation seems to stretch on without a clear reason, if she keeps bringing up topics or asking questions when it could have ended, she's likely looking to spend more time with you. Don't confuse this with simple courtesy. If you notice she's putting in extra effort to keep the interaction going, it's a clear sign that she's interested. Nobody invests extra time in someone they're not into, and this behavior shouldn't be ignored. 2. How small gestures can reveal her attraction to you. Sometimes, small gestures say more than words. Pay attention to how she behaves when she's around you. Does she fix her hair? Does she lean in a bit when you talk? These are subtle yet revealing gestures. Often, the body reflects what words don't say. If you notice her opening up more in her body language, like uncrossing her arms or frequently making eye contact, she's probably trying to grab your attention quietly. 3. Does she playfully interrupt you? A sign she wants more than friendship. If you notice that she tends to interrupt you playfully or teasingly during conversations, this is a clear sign of flirting. Women often use playful banter to gauge your response and see if you're enjoying the interaction too. If her interruptions come with laughter or jokes, don't doubt it, she's flirting. This isn't just a lack of respect. It's her way of keeping the conversation light and fun, which indicates she enjoys your company and wants more. 4. The body language you can't ignore. Small details that matter. Body language is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. If she leans toward you when talking, if her feet point in your direction, or if she finds any excuse to touch you, you're looking at clear signs of attraction. Those accidental touches, like brushing your arm or fixing something on your clothing, are subtle attempts to create physical contact that might not be as casual as they seem. Don't ignore these signs because they're often the clearest indications that there's more going on. 5. When shared memories are more than just nostalgia. Does she often recall specific things you've shared together, even if they seem insignificant? If she brings up memories of moments you spent together, it's a sign that those moments were important to her and she's trying to strengthen the connection. When a woman remembers small details or past conversations, it's not just nostalgia. It's her way of showing you she's been thinking about you more than you might realize. Don't take this lightly because it could be a sign that she sees you in a special way. 6. Discover if her jokes have a flirty undertone. Humor is one of the most common ways to flirt, and if you notice she's constantly joking with you or using playful sarcasm, she's probably interested. Jokes that seem harmless often have a deeper meaning. If her jokes have a cheeky tone or it seems like she's trying to tease you in a friendly way, it's almost certain that she's flirting with you. Don't underestimate the power of a well-placed joke because it could be her way of keeping the conversation light while sending clear signals of interest. 7. How coincidental appearances aren't so casual. Have you noticed that she shows up in the same places as you, even when you weren't expecting it? Maybe it's not as casual as it seems. If you see her more often than usual or run into her accidentally, in places where you normally wouldn't, she's probably looking for a chance to spend more time with you. This is a subtle tactic many women use to avoid being too obvious. But if you start noticing a pattern, it's clear she's after more than just casual friendship. Are her messages full of emojis? She might be saying more than it seems. If she uses a lot of emojis in her messages, especially playful or suggestive ones like winking faces or heart eyes, it's a sign she's trying to add a flirty touch to the conversation. Emojis can be a fun and less direct way to express what she might not want to say outright. Pay attention to the patterns in her messages. If she's constantly using flirty emojis, she's likely trying to take the conversation in a more intimate direction. 9. If she teases you subtly, she might be trying to grab your attention. Have you ever noticed that she gently mocks you or makes light sarcastic comments about you? This is another clear sign that she's flirting. Women often use this type of humor to see how you'll respond and to create a more relaxed atmosphere. If she's playfully criticizing you or joking around, don't take it as something negative. She's looking for your attention and probably wants you to play along. This is her way of keeping the conversation interesting and fun. 10. How casual touches reveal more than you think. One of the clearest signs of flirting is physical touch. If she casually touches your arm, shoulder, or back, she's creating a physical connection that goes beyond simple friendship. These touches, while they might seem accidental or insignificant, are a way of testing your reaction and seeing if you're interested too. Don't underestimate the power of these small gestures because they often say more than words could express. Now that you know these subtle signs of flirting, it's time to start paying more attention and applying them. Women aren't always direct about their intentions, and they often use these small gestures to show interest. If you learn to spot these signs, you'll have an advantage over other men who keep ignoring them. Don't stay in the dark when it comes to understanding if she's into you. If you've made it this far, comment 100% below or something else to let me know you've absorbed the knowledge in this video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Let's keep going. Is she interested in you? Learn to detect these hidden flirtations. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered if a woman you like might be flirting with you, so subtly that you didn't even notice? Chances are yes, and it's not your fault. Many times, the signs of interest aren't as obvious as you'd hope, and it's easy to miss them. Today, we're going to talk about those hidden flirtations that you could be ignoring, and they might just change how you see that girl you're interested in. So before we continue, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and get ready to open your eyes to the signs that may have been slipping by unnoticed. Flirting isn't always direct, and if you're waiting for her to clearly tell you she likes you, you could be missing opportunities. Women often choose to be more subtle, leaving clues throughout their interactions with you. These signs may be small, but if you know how to spot them, you'll realize that maybe she's been interested in you longer than you thought. Let's break down these signals so you don't miss any. 1. Does she ask about your personal preferences? This is how she shows interest. When a woman asks about your personal preferences, it's not just by chance. These kinds of questions indicate that she wants to get to know you better, is interested in what you like, and wants to learn more about you. If she's constantly asking about your favorite music, hobbies, or pastimes, don't ignore it. These questions are her way of creating a bond and seeing if you have anything in common. It's not just curiosity, it's real interest in you. 2. How surface conversations can hold deeper meaning. Sometimes, what seems like a surface-level conversation is actually much deeper than you think. If she's talking to you about seemingly trivial topics but keeps the conversation flowing, it's a sign that she enjoys your company. You don't need to talk about serious topics all the time to have a connection. If she finds ways to keep the dialogue going, even about small things, she's trying to strengthen the relationship and spend more time with you. 3. The harmless gestures that might be loaded with attraction. Small gestures, like fixing her hair while talking to you or touching her face, may seem harmless, but they're actually signs of attraction. Body language is one of the most powerful indicators of flirting. If you notice her making prolonged eye contact, leaning toward you, or playing with her hair while listening to you, don't ignore it. These gestures aren't accidental. They're subtle ways of saying she likes you. 4. Does she follow you on social media? Learn to read between the lines. If she started following you on social media, interacting with your posts, or sending you direct messages, it's a clear sign that she's interested in you. Online behavior says a lot nowadays. If she's commenting on your photos, liking everything you post, or sending you memes and videos, it's not just because she's bored. She's trying to keep a connection with you outside of face-to-face interactions. Social media is an indirect way of letting you know she's thinking about you. 5. How her small jokes are a sign that she cares about you. Jokes are a very common tool for flirting. If she makes small jokes about you, playfully teases you, or lightly mocks you, she's looking to create a fun and light connection. Don't underestimate the power of these interactions. Women use humor as a way to keep interest and to see if you can play along too. If both of you are joking and laughing together, it's a sign that she enjoys being around you, and there's a connection beyond just friendship. 6. If she remembers details you've mentioned, it's a clear sign of her interest. Have you ever mentioned something insignificant and been surprised that she remembered it days or weeks later? This isn't just a coincidence. If a woman remembers specific details about you, like your favorite foods or your pet's name, it's because she's paying attention, and those details matter to her. Remembering what you've said is her way of showing you that she cares and values what you share with her. 7. Does she give you love advice? Maybe she's trying to get closer to you. If a girl gives you love advice, it can be confusing, but it doesn't always mean she only sees you as a friend. Sometimes, It's her way of opening a more personal conversation and seeing if you're emotionally available. The advice could be a subtle way to dig into your love life and, in some cases, let you know that she might be interested in you more seriously. Don't dismiss this sign just because it seems like she's talking about other topics. 8. The power of eye contact. What her prolonged looks reveal. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of flirting. If you notice her looking at you for longer than usual or her eyes seeking yours in the middle of a conversation, she's trying to create a deeper connection. Prolonged glances aren't accidental. They're her way of showing interest without saying a word. If she holds your gaze and smiles, it's a clear sign that she feels something for you. 9. Learn to notice the subtle signs in her daily interactions. Sometimes, the most important signs are in everyday interactions. Does she come to you with questions she could have asked anyone? Does she send you messages for no apparent reason or constantly seek you out at work or school? These small interactions may seem casual, but if they're frequent, it means she's looking for ways to spend more time with you. Don't underestimate the power of daily moments. It's often where the clearest signals are hidden. 10. Does she avoid talking about her relationship status? She might be waiting for a signal from you. If she avoids talking about her relationship status or changes the subject when you ask if she's seeing someone, she might be waiting for a sign from you. Many women don't want to ruin direct flirting by mentioning other people, especially if they're interested in you. If she dodges the topic of her love life or shifts the conversation, she could be waiting for you to make the first move. Now that you know these subtle signs of flirting, it's your turn to start paying attention to those little details. Not all women are direct with their intentions, and if you're not paying attention, you could be missing the chance to connect with someone who's interested in you. These signs are there, but it's up to you to notice them and act accordingly. If you've made it this far, my friend, comment 100% below or something else to let me know you've absorbed the knowledge in this video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Let's keep going. How to tell if she's secretly flirting with you. 10 clues. Today we're going to talk about something that many men struggle to identify: subtle flirting signals. It's not always easy to know when a woman is flirting with you, especially if she's doing it discreetly. You might be missing out on opportunities because you haven't learned how to read the cues she's giving you. In this video, I'll teach you how to detect those small gestures and behaviors that show she's interested in you, even if she hasn't said it outright. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and get ready to uncover the secrets of flirting. Flirting isn't always obvious. Many times, women prefer to be more subtle, and if you're not paying attention, you might think they're just being polite. But trust me, there's a big difference between kindness and flirting. Let's break down these 10 clues so you'll never again be in doubt about whether she's interested in you. 1. How to tell the difference between kindness and flirting. Sometimes, the line between being kind and flirting is very thin. How do you know if she's just being polite or if there's something more? The key is in paying attention to the details. If you notice that her kindness is accompanied by prolonged eye contact, small shy smiles, or if she seems to enjoy being in your company a bit too much, she may be flirting. Don't just look at the surface. Observe how she acts with others and compare it to her behavior with you. If you notice a difference in how she treats you, she's probably showing interest. 2. If she always finds excuses to be near you, don't take it lightly. One of the most common signs of flirting is that she finds any excuse to be near you. If she constantly sits next to you, offers to help with small tasks, or seems to accidentally show up in places where you are, it's not a coincidence. She's looking for opportunities to spend more time with you, and that's not just by chance. If she's making the effort to be close, it's a clear sign she's interested in more than just friendship. 3. Casual phrases that hide deeper interest. Pay attention to the words she uses when she talks to you. Often, flirting is disguised as casual comments. If she gives you compliments indirectly, mentions things she likes about you, or talks about how well you get along, she's trying to communicate her interest without being too obvious. Not all women are direct, and these seemingly harmless phrases could be loaded with deeper intentions. If she says something like, "I love how you always make everyone laugh," don't take it lightly. She's highlighting your qualities to get your attention. 4. How awkward silences can be a sign of attraction. Silence can also be a form of flirting. If you notice moments where the conversation stops, but she doesn't seem uncomfortable and keeps making eye contact or giving a small smile, those silences might mean something more. Awkward silences, when accompanied by prolonged looks or shy smiles, can be a sign that there's romantic tension in the air. Those pauses, far from being negative, can be full of meaning. 5. Does she ask you personal questions? It's not just curiosity. When a woman starts asking you personal questions, it's a clear sign she's interested in getting to know you better. I'm not talking about superficial questions like, "How are you?" but deeper ones like, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" or "Where do you see yourself in a few years?" These kinds of questions are a way of discovering more about you, digging into your thoughts and emotions. If she's taking the time to learn those details, it's because you mean more to her than you might think. 6. The power of the shy smile. Learn to recognize her intentions. A shy smile can say more than 1,000 words. If you notice that when she looks at you, she gives a shy smile, tilting her head slightly or averting her eyes for a few seconds, it's a clear sign she's interested. This type of smile isn't just courtesy. It's filled with meaning. When a woman smiles shyly in front of you, she's showing that she feels attracted and nervous at the same time, which indicates that you matter enough to make her feel a little unsure around you. 7. When she mentions you in group conversations. She wants more attention. If you notice that she frequently brings you up in group conversations, it's no accident. She's trying to get your attention and highlight that she thinks about you, even when surrounded by other people. When a woman brings you into a group discussion, she's trying to make sure you're part of the conversation, and that's her way of keeping contact with you. This is a subtle form of flirting, especially if she does it in situations where mentioning you wasn't necessary. 8. How indirect compliments are a form of hidden flirting. Indirect compliments are another powerful flirting tool. If you notice that she subtly praises you, saying things like, "You always have such an interesting way of seeing things," or "I like how you're always so calm," she's highlighting positive aspects of your personality without being too obvious. These kinds of compliments, while not direct, are a way of letting you know she appreciates you and has noticed good things about you. Don't expect all compliments to be about your physical appearance. Flirting often hides in these praises of your character. 9. Does she always respond quickly? Her interest might be more than friendly. The speed with which she responds to your messages can also be a sign of interest. If you notice that she always replies quickly, rarely leaves your messages unanswered, and seems available to talk to you at any time, it's likely her interest goes beyond friendship. People prioritize those who matter to them, and if she's making sure to keep the conversation going with you, it's a clear sign she wants to maintain that constant connection. 10. How self-critical comments are a way of getting closer. If she makes self-critical comments playfully, like, "I'm not that good at this," or "This always happens to me," she may be looking for your approval or trying to get reassurance. These comments aren't always serious self-criticism, but rather a way to get closer to you and see how you react. It's a common tactic in hidden flirting, where a woman seeks to create empathy and draw closer emotionally through a small self-criticism that you can contradict or downplay. Subtle flirting can be hard to detect if you're not paying attention, but once you learn to read these signals, everything starts to make sense. Don't be fooled by what seems like mere kindness. Watch how she behaves with you, and pay attention to the details, because often flirting is right in front of your eyes. If you've made it this far, my friend, comment below with 100% or something else to let me know you've absorbed the knowledge in this video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Let's continue. How to tell if she's secretly flirting with you. Subtle signs of attraction. Today we're going to talk about those subtle signs that indicate a woman might be flirting with you. You may be overlooking many gestures or comments that, while discreet, are clear signs of interest. If you've ever found yourself wondering if she's really into you or just being polite, this video is for you. Sometimes the signs aren't obvious, but they're there, waiting for you to notice them. So before we continue, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and get ready to discover how to spot those hidden clues that might reveal if she's secretly flirting with you. Flirting doesn't always come in the form of direct words or obvious gestures. In fact, many times women prefer to be more subtle, leaving little traces of their interest. If you don't learn to read these signals, you might be missing out on important opportunities. So pay attention, because today we're going to break down 10 keys to help you identify if she's flirting with you. 1. When her jokes about you aren't just for laughs. A key sign of flirting is when she constantly makes jokes about you. It's not just about humor, but how she includes you in her world through sarcastic or playful comments. If her jokes have a teasing tone, she's likely trying to get closer to you in a lighthearted and fun way. Pay attention to how she subtly teases you, because it shows that she enjoys your company and wants to keep the connection going. 2. Is she subtly mimicking you? It's a clue to her interest. One of the most common signs of attraction is imitation. If you notice that she starts to mimic your gestures, words, or even your tone of voice, it's no coincidence. She's building a connection with you on a subconscious level. Imitation is a way to create affinity, And if you see her adopting your behaviors or repeating phrases you've said, it's a clear sign she's paying more attention to you than usual. 3. How conversations about the past show a special connection. If you notice that she tends to talk about past experiences you've shared, it's a clear sign that those moments were important to her. Bringing up shared memories is a way to reinforce emotional connections and show that she's been thinking about you more than you might realize. Don't underestimate the importance of these conversations. They're a subtle form of flirting that indicates you mean more to her than she's letting on. 4. Is she seeking you out for unclear reasons? She may be trying to spend more time with you. If she constantly seeks you out for what seem like insignificant or unnecessary reasons, she's probably trying to spend more time with you. She may ask you something that she could have easily asked someone else or simply look for an excuse to start a conversation. These no-reason interactions are a clear clue that she's interested in you and is looking for any opportunity to be near you. 5. Learn to read the body language that reveals attraction. Body language is one of the most powerful forms of flirting. If you notice that she leans towards you when she talks, that her feet are pointing in your direction, or that she holds prolonged eye contact, it's a clear sign of attraction. Pay attention to how she behaves physically when she's around you. Small gestures like fixing her hair or touching her face are also indicators that she's interested in you. 6. If she shows interest in your hobbies, she's trying to get closer to you. A very common sign of flirting is when a woman shows interest in your hobbies or passions. If she starts asking you questions about your interests or even tries to get involved in activities she knows you like, she's trying to subtly get closer to you. It's not just curiosity. It's a way to establish common ground and spend more time with you. This shows that she wants to know more about your world and, at the same time, be part of it. 7. Accidental touches that aren't so innocent. Accidental touches are one of the clearest signs of flirting. If you notice that she brushes your arm, hand, or shoulder in a seemingly casual way, it's very likely that she's trying to create a physical connection. These touches aren't as accidental as they may seem. They're her way of getting closer without being too obvious, and if you respond positively, she may feel more comfortable making more frequent physical contact. 8. How questions about your personal life are her way of getting to know you. If you realize that she's asking you questions about your personal life, your dreams, or your goals, she's trying to get to know you on a deeper level. These kinds of conversations go beyond casual small talk. She wants to understand who you are and what drives you, which indicates a real interest in you as a person. Don't underestimate the power of these questions. They're a way to build a stronger emotional connection. 9. If she talks to you about her romantic experiences, she's looking for your reaction. When a woman talks to you about her past romantic experiences, she may be trying to gauge your reaction. If she shares details about her previous relationships or tells you what she's looking for in a partner, she's opening the door to a more intimate conversation. She wants to know what you think and might even see if you match the qualities she values. This is a sign that she trusts you and is testing the limits of your relationship to see if there's potential for something more. 10. Subtle physical contact is a sign she wants something more. If you notice there's more frequent physical contact, like prolonged hugs, pats on the back, or gentle touches on the arm, it's a clear sign that she's seeking a closer connection. These gestures, while subtle, are her way of creating physical intimacy that goes beyond friendship. If she's willing to make regular physical contact, it's very likely that she wants something more with you. Subtle flirting signs can be hard to detect if you don't know what to look for, but once you become aware of them, everything becomes clearer. If you start noticing these little gestures and behaviors, it's likely that she's interested in you on a deeper level. So the next time you wonder if she's flirting with you, remember these clues and start paying attention to the details. If you've made it this far, my friend, comment below with 100% or something else to let me know you've absorbed the knowledge in this video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Let's continue.